Tēnā tātou katoa.
Mr. Speaker, tēnā koe, Mr. Speaker. Ngā uri o Mokomoko, kua tai mai. Nau mai, hara mai. Hara mai ki tō whare i te wā whakahirahira. Tēnei te mihi kia koutou, mō koutou kaha, mō koutou tautoko, mō te pire nei. Nō reira, e te iwi, tēnā koutou, a tēnā tātou katoa. Mr. Speaker, as the member for Ikaro Rāwhiti, I'm pleased to stand with my Labour Party colleagues to support the Mokomoko Restoration of Character, Mana and Reputation Bill in its third reading. Mr. Speaker, Mokomoko a rangatira from Te Whakatōhia was tried and executed in 1866 for the murder of Carl Sylvius Faulkner. Mokomoko maintained his innocence throughout the trial. He was originally buried at Auckland Jail and Courthouse, but was reinterred at Waiua Marae at Opotiki in October 1989. Mokomoko was granted a free pardon by the Governor-General in 1992, who I believe was Catherine Tizard. However, this pardon was granted without consultation with the whānau of Mokomoko, and differed from the pardon granted to two men of Ngāti Awa for the same event. Mr. Speaker, the whānau of Mokomoko were concerned that the terms of the 1992 pardon for Mokomoko did not expressly restore his character, his mana and reputation, or those of his descendants who join us here in the House today. Mr. Speaker, in September 2011, the whānau of Mokomoko and the Crown signed an agreement regarding the introduction of legislation to give statutory recognition to the Mokomoko pardon and to further the Crown's objective of building healthy relationships with the whānau of Mokomoko. And we do have a long way to go in that regard. Mr. Speaker, there's been a lot more eloquent speakers before me that have talked about the pains and struggle of the whānau. I too want to acknowledge their patience and their commitment in getting us here today. As a former treaty negotiator with my own iwi, we had a tipuna te kōti rikirangi, and by no means can I compare the two. But I want to acknowledge the whānau's work in terms of the patience and the commitment in getting us here today. It is not an easy road, and I'm not one to tell you of your own journey to be here present to pass this bill. It is a struggle to not only get agreement amongst whānau around how much we want, but what is the end outcome. And so I want to acknowledge you all here that there have been, and I want to acknowledge the compromises that you have made for us to see this bill through. It is a very challenging role to negotiate the restoration of one's tipuna, one's rangatira, to a state it once was and should have always been. So I stand here in all humbleness to acknowledge you all for that work that you have done for your tipuna, but particularly as I look and see the mokopuna that are up in the gallery, for them to realise that and acknowledge the mana that their tipuna had. Mr. Speaker, like I said, it isn't an easy journey to get us here, but I do want to also acknowledge the work of the Māori Affairs Select Committee. I want to congratulate them, particularly the Chair, Mr. Tau Henare. Sometimes I wonder, as a new member of that committee, whether he's on the right side of the legislation in terms of when we debate issues at that committee. But I do want to commend Tau and the members of that committee, and I want to particularly acknowledge the Te Reo initiative that you have brought through this bill. And like the Honourable Nanaia Mahuta has acknowledged, 16 years, we have never, in her time, never seen this. So I want to congratulate the committee members for the kaha and the tenacity in which you are bringing this bill in the manner that you are bringing it with both the Reo and the English versions together. Mr. Speaker, I have no much more to add, but to stand in absolute commitment and acknowledgement for this important bill. It is timely, it is probably well overdue, but I want to acknowledge all members of the House, particularly the committee and the whānau, in bringing this bill to the House, and I commend it to the House. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Ko Tiora Flavel.
Kia ora tātou katoa I tēnei rā. Ko te wāhi kia wā Pāti Māori he tautoke ngā kōrero katoa kua utaina ki rungi a koutou kai aku rangatira kua hara mai. E te wā kāinga kia tatu mai ai ki roto I ngā pakitaro te whare nei. Hare mai, hare mai, hare mai rā. E te rānei kei te kōrero hia tā koutou tūpuna mokomoko. Ko ia tērā kōrero, ko rātou katoa e kōrero hiake nei. Orea, me pēnei rawa te kōrero. O ki wai